There's a before, and there's an after. Before January 30th, 2026, you suspected. You had theories, intuitions, fragments. You knew powerful people did terrible things. You knew the system protected them. But knowing and seeing are different things. In the Matrix, Neo suspected the world wasn't real, but he still woke up, went to work, typed code. He functioned inside the illusion, until Morpheus showed him the desert of the real. And then he couldn't go back. January 30th, 2026 was the desert of the real for anyone who looked. It started December 19th, 2025. Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act. The Justice Department was ordered to release everything. They released files, hundreds of thousands of pages, photos of Clinton, Trump, celebrities at parties. But most pages blacked out. Entire documents, just black squares. And then 16 files disappeared from the website. No explanation, just gone. That's when you started to feel it. The first crack in the illusion. Not because of what they released, because of what they redacted. They weren't hiding Epstein. They were hiding everyone else. Then, January 30th, 2026, the Justice Department released the rest. 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. You thought, finally, the truth. And then you started reading. FBI diagrams mapping the network. Not just Epstein, not just Maxwell, hundreds of names, faces, connections. Travel logs to the island, email chains between Epstein and politicians, CEOs, royalty, witness testimony from girls, children, describing what happened. Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Jeff Bezos at parties, Steve Bannon, Larry Summers, LinkedIn's founder. Everyone connected. But here's the thing. The victims' names were unredacted. The perpetrators' names blacked out. They exposed the children and protected the predators. Remember that scene in The Matrix? Neo wakes up in the pod, cables attached to his spine, feeding the machine. He looks around and sees towers of pods, millions of them, human bodies asleep, harvested. And he screams, not because he's in pain, because he saw. That's what January 30th was. You looked at the files. You saw the network, the island, the planes, the emails, the photos, the children, the powerful, the protection. And you realized this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is structure. They're not hiding. They're just above you. You know what a slaughterhouse is? The cows don't know they're going to die. They're herded, fed, kept calm, right up until the bolt hits their skull. That's Tier 1. That's you. That's me. We're the cattle, grazing, working, consuming, voting, thinking we're free. And above us, Tier 2, Tier 3, the ones who own the slaughterhouse. Epstein wasn't the slaughterhouse. He was just one of the butchers. And the files didn't expose the slaughterhouse. They just showed you one room, one island, one network, one operation. And if this is what one room looks like, what does the whole building look like? You're not a person, you're a component. The files showed it, not in theory, in evidence. Email chains between Epstein and billionaires, casual, friendly, coordinated. Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos were there. Just a party, just networking, just Tier 3 coordinating. While you work 40 hours a week. You pay taxes that fund their protection. You vote for politicians they bought. You consume media they own. You're not playing the game. You're a piece on the board. And the players? They're laughing because you still think the game is fair. So what do? You can't revolt, they have the guns. You can't opt out, they own the land. You can't vote it away, they fund both sides. You can't expose it, they already exposed themselves. The files are public, 3 million pages, and nothing changed. Prince Andrew lost a title, a Slovak official resigned, some politicians got investigated, but the structure, still there. The network, still operating. The slaughterhouse, still running. Because exposure isn't justice, it's just visibility. And visibility without consequence is just humiliation. For you, not them. So, you scream. Not because it changes anything, but because silence is complicity. And you're done pretending you don't see the slaughterhouse. But here's what I can't stop thinking about. Did I wake up? Or did they just move me to a different room in the Matrix? Are the files real? Or are they just another story? Is my rage resistance? Or is it exactly what they wanted? Think about it. They fought for years to keep the files hidden. And then Congress passed a law, and the Justice Department complied. And now they're public. Why? Maybe because we demanded transparency. Maybe because the system works. Maybe because truth won. Or maybe they wanted you to see. Because a population that knows it's cattle but feels powerless to change it is safer than a population that still believes in the illusion. Angry slaves don't revolt. They just scream and exhaust themselves and go back to work. So, I don't know. I don't know if I woke up or if this is just another layer. I don't know if the files are real or if they're incomplete. I don't know if my scream is resistance or part of the plan. All I know is I can't unsee what I saw. I can't unfeel what I feel. I can't stop screaming, even if the scream is part of the plan.